specifically, obviously, on a ball. We're gonna look at how we want to play it into, like, say, a brawlier comp. This could be generally today. We're just gonna look at Busan, so we'll get a lot of six-man stuff slash like a Ryan comp and how we play into it. So off the bat, we need to make sure we looking for engages. I did engages in orange on the slideshow I made. Uh, let's see. Hold that right? Probably not. But what I'm looking for here is making sure everybody can see it. Everybody has LOS. Uh, if angles. Um, so these are the really two kind of general things: is that everybody can see the dive. That way, the supports can obviously use their supporting tools like healing and stuff, and can help out. Also with their damage, with the DPS damage, with whatever. And we're not engaging in spots where our backline can't see or our um, whatever DPS can't see. We want to play in a spot that allows us to have different angles around the engagement, and we need to make sure we're um, within LS. So pretty simple. It's pretty simple concept, but it's really complex in how you can do it on every map and different scenarios and whatever. So this is going to be like the big thing we look at through the season as a whole, generally. Um, but basically, every single engage we want as many as possible is they fit these two things. And then the third thing we want to think about, mainly today, is going to be something else is like we're playing on ranges and we just understand like how we want to set up our different angles, right? It's not just setting up different angles as in my Ash is like inside of the like right next to them because she wants to play far range, or my Zen's really close. Um, we want them to play far back, or if, let's say we have a support alt, we want to play a little closer. Um, so we'll look at some examples, make it a little more sense, and we'll start off looking at how we want to take the first fight on Busan Sanctuary. So actually, I can slideshow this. Do the highlighter. Um, so off the bat, just we kind of see the colors we are here, and it's gonna seem a little kind of crazy off the bat, um, but assuming we're getting six man, they kind of want to rotate this little white zone, and then how our backline wants to play. We want to play really far away, we want as many engages as possible, and we all kind of want to set up in a spot where our backline has LOS of this orange circle. It's a little choke sort of thing, so it's a really good spot to engage. Our ball is coming in from a different angle. Our trace is coming in from a different angle, and our soldier's taking a different angle. Our Briggs and Sig can play a little closer together because those characters benefit from that. But a character like Soldier, Ball, Tracer, they don't want to like sit right next to their team. So we see this as a really good kind of engage to get off, and we don't need to win the fight off because if we're ready for it, we can take the next fight. This is okay. The screen's gonna get more cluttered here, but basically what's going on is we see the bad team. Yeah. What's eraser? The highlighter. Here. See the bad team kind of here, rotating after the engage. Let's say they survive. They use immortality. They use an alt. They maybe something goes wrong on our end, so we don't quite get a kill. It's all good. They keep rotating, and we want to stay as far away as possible, right? Because Zen, Sigma, especially Soldier, they all want to play far away. So we want to rotate when they push in. We want to push back, and then we want to hit them at this choke again. And we see our ball has a different angle, right? He's set up around here, coming from behind. Our tracer kind of follows in from behind them to get a different angle. Our soldier backs up, so he's in a safer position, but he still has really good LLS. And our Briggs then want to back up as far as they can, right? Obviously, they have speed, you don't, so you're not going to get as far as them. But you still want to get as far away as you can. And then we're going to hit this little orange circle. Uh, and then it's kind of like the same idea of first fight, except let's just they make like pretty bad rotation from them. If they just run the point, we kind of just set up our little engagement zone all around them. So we see like a tracer over here, ball coming from behind. Briggs and Sig play this little high ground, Soldier take this little angle, and we're kind of just surrounding them, and we can fight them on here. And then you might say, okay, let's say in the last slide where we're fighting over here, let's say we don't get the kill. The fight's gonna get a little scrappy, and it's gonna come down to individual stuff, mechanics, individual kind of game sense things. Those are the fights I don't really care too much about from a team perspective. Uh, and then here's how we want to play it if we have point control. So again, we'll see how they're set up. We kind of have all our positions where like our Briggs and Sig always want to start in the back. Our Tracer wants to start around here. Our Ball wants to start around here. Soldier wants to start somewhere around here. Now, something else, you don't need to obviously stand in these exact same circles where they are. Like you can, if you want to play Hero Soldier, and not play Hero Soldier, it doesn't really matter. But that general area, and the other really important thing for, say, the Ball and the Tracer to do is to push up and scout. Like you should know which white line they're going on before they get onto it, because it changes how your team wants to play around it. Say they want to go like this long rotation around here. We want to then hit them on this orange circle. So our Ball, how does he play it? He comes from here and he rolls through and he fights this little angle. Our Briggs and Sig kind of want to play a little farther back, so they're going to play the same regardless. Our Soldier might want to push up like this. And then vice versa. We'll delete these. Let's say they go this rotation again. Same thing. Our Ball wants to go like that. Tracer wants to come from this angle. Soldier can come from over here if he can. Briggs then again peeking this way. Last one, the example. They come around here, right? Can anybody answer why this is a bad place to engage on?
LOS.
LOS, right? Look at our backline. They might be able to see a couple of them, but it's gonna be really far away, really hard for Zen to hit anything. Same with their Sig. So it's probably not the best to go from there. So we can let them again, this entire time they're doing this, it's perfectly okay to just like shoot them. Obviously, like you can play a safer spot just to spam them out. That's a really important thing, but I'm assuming you guys know that. Come around here, and then this spot, everybody's really good at LOS. So our Soldier can maybe just, obviously run away from them, play this angle. Ball can go like this, roll through this way. Tracer can maybe, again, we're scouting early, so this may seem like a really long way to go, but if you know ahead of time, it's a lot easier. Take from a different angle. Tracer can go like this if they can, and then we can fight from there. And that's if we want to play passively. Let's say we don't have support ults because we can't brawl with them. We don't have rally, don't have trance. Other ults like mines, flux, those ults can like brawl with them, but it's a little riskier. Say they have EMP or Blizzard or something like that. So that's how we want to take the fight if we don't have supports. We don't want to brawl with them. Now, let's say we do want to brawl with them. What we can do is kind of set up in a different way. So let's say we have trance, we have rally. We can actually set our backline up really aggressively in this right side. Have our Ball set up again. We don't need to physically be starting here. We can push up, scout where they are, let your team know, whatever, and then we can take the fight. Okay, if they go like this, we can fight from. We want to fight here because even if they get on top of us, we have the ults. We can brawl with them. Our Tracer, this looks a little weird because you can like jump and then blink over the little ledge. You can do that. And then let's say they go to point. I mean, each way is basically the same. We can just fight them on the point. We have our backline go. Oops. Have our backline just go to point. Our Ball can just go to point. We can fight them there because it's okay for us to be on top of them because we have our support ults. And then for retakes we can do is okay. This looks really, really cluttered. But it's actually, does this remind you guys of anything, of any other pictures?
The first one.
Yeah, it's basically how you want to fight the first one, right? Generally, you want to scout where they are, right? So they're set up on this drum, right? They're going to rotate like this. Our ball tracer can all play together so they don't get hacked. It's a little, kind of individual thing. We can go and engage from behind. Our soldier can go the long way, so he has an angle. Our Briggs end can go like this, and we can look to fight when they get to this orange circle. Same thing. We back up when they push in. We go again at this orange circle. Okay, next map. So this map is a little trickier. There's not as many orange circles we can fight on because the ranges of the map. It's a little more close range, so it leans more into a brawly type comp. But obviously, it's still workable. So first fight, how do you want to take it? Pretty simple, pretty standard. We want to go in this little high ground. Uh, we can probably do soldier next time. I think it's playable. I think it leans to our curable a little better. And it's kind of weird just like playing Sombra on one map because like only time we practice it. Um, but we can kind of play it like this kind of looks weird with like the high ground and stuff. But ball, you want to just go on the high ground. You can shoot like you don't need to. You can go on top of them if they're there. Tracer, you're kind of on the low ground, playing like around this little cover. Soldier playing pretty far away. We want to make sure that we engage when they all LOS here. We don't let them rotate for free. And then past that, it's going to get scrappy. So it's kind of up to you guys as individuals. Um, but we still, again, we all LOS. We all playing our ranges. Soldiers far away. Trace is a little closer. Um, so how we want to hold when we have point. Again, ball setting up aggressively so you can like go where they're going. Um, and just basically playing the same. I have these two spots for soldier. Test them out, see which one you like more. I mean, if there's another spot, that's great. Um, maybe you can start here and then drop once you're safe.
Mm.
But we're looking to if they want to run main, pretty bad play on them, but I see people do it a lot. If they just go main, we all have LOS, right? Or Diva here, get you from there. Ball coming in from high ground. Tracer can come in from this little. He's sitting on this ledge. You can shoot from there. Same idea if they're going like this way. We just kind of go on top of them when they're in this little red cube. Beppo, if they're on 6 man, do you want to roll through or pile drive more?
6 man, I would want to roll through
Yeah, you want to roll
to
through, right?
disperse. Yeah,
Exactly, because you don't want to get hacked.
yeah.
Um, and then Tracer, so no puller or train. Whoever's on Tracer, if you're ever against 6 men, your one job when they're in this red or orange cube is to shoot this home. Don't worry about following up on like a pile drive if there is one or an isolated target. Make sure that Sombra does not hack her ball because that will lose us a fight. And then once you know the Sombra can't hack because he canceled whatever, then you can go and shoot the Moira, shoot the enemy DPS, or do your normal thing. But we're all maintaining LOS, right? Soldier still has a good angle on these spots. Same idea if they just go this long way, right? I won't go too much into it. Soldier back up a bit. Our backline backs up a bit. And then we can have this just kind of means Beppo to like jump to where Tracer is. Tracer can blink to where the high ground is, and then we just fight in this orange circle here. But we're rotating back. So we're keeping our distance because we're in Zen again. And that's there. Same idea if we just go this side, right? Soldier can push up a bit. Backline can maybe play this window. Ball will just wrap around. We hit the orange circle. Tracer come around here. The long rotation, but we're scouting, so shouldn't take us too long. And then this is kind of something like this is it's not like any more orange circles because it's kind of up to you guys. There's different spots 6 men can set up, so I didn't want to like do every single scenario. Um, but the one thing to keep in mind is that we're all coming from different angles, and we don't need to all like be as forward as the picture shows. This just means Beppo, you start at A, get yourself to B. If it's main, if it's right side, if it's left side, just try and get there as safe as possible.
Okay.
But let's say the 6 man is set up like right right here. Yes. Let's say a step right here. If we all push at the exact same time, they're just gonna instantly kill Polar and Soldier. They're gonna instantly kill our backline, and Train will touch point, but they'll probably just kill the team and then go touch point again. So what we need to do is have Train push really aggressively because they're on that opposite side of the map. Right, touch point, force them to back up, and then once they back up, Train backs up, and then Polar pushes in, and then Jacob, QB, and Duster can all push in from this little window. So it's kind
So
of like a push and a pull.
that would be the plan if like all of them back up to point. But what if like only the diva goes back?
If they're only the diva goes back, what we can do is, I think we can still probably, if they play it right and they only send their diva or the Lucio back, we still probably have to do a scrappy fight with them here with their ball rolling into here. Best case scenario, we have alts. So let's say we have rally, trance, something like that. But don't be like. Also, another option is for Beppo to go to point and like maybe help with the 2v1. Like that's another thing we did a lot last season. But I don't have too much here because I don't really know fully. Like, definitely try stuff out in the scrim. I'll go through, see if it works, see if it doesn't. But this is it's a tough ballpoint to retake, whether I tell you guys how to do it or not. Like, there's no easy answer. It's kind of what the scenario is. This map, I'm kind of switching it from 6-man to like a Rhine comp, so just assume that on that. Same idea, backline far away. I think you probably start Ash and then swap Soldier once you die. Up to you though if you want to start Soldier. Doesn't really change the combo a whole lot.
Can I just ask like why?
Why? There's a lot of high grounds you can play off of. So like the coaching gets a lot of value. And then also, if we push forward to the retake, it's a really choky map. So Dynamite gets a ton of value because you can actually like pile drive Dynamite and get a lot of kills off that.
So to hold Ash is better, but if I just die,
Yeah.
taking on Soldier's probably easier.
Yeah, because it's gonna be really hard to retake, and also Bob's really good at this point. But
Yeah.
Soldier, because you want to, we'll look at it when we get to retaking. But it's kind of the same thing on Busan, where you kind of want to like set up flanks and kind of annoy them. So Soldier's a lot better at doing that than Ash. But
Right.
again, pretty simple here, right? Coming for different. Keep forgetting. Okay, we're coming in from different angles of Tracer. Ball comes in here. I like to just kind of cheese and engage here. I mean, just for some alt charge, make sure you have orb. Generally can get out by the time they're going to force you. Little tip Beppo is he's grapple on his little middle thing, and then he can just roll, and then they can get out from over here, so you don't get walled off like that.
Okay.
But again, this is like a little cheese engage. It's not going to win the fight. Next one here is a lot more important, so I'll kind of highlight it so it makes sense. So we do a little cheese engage, and then our Tracer, we're going to rotate. We kind of have to play point. We can spam them when we're here. Like if we want to shoot them a bit, Blink, shoot them a bit, we can. But this orange circle is not really very good for Tracer. So best thing to do is just go point. Ball, you're kind of just going to roll. You're going to set back up here. And when they hit this orange circle, you're going to go from behind, roll through. Maybe you can pile drive even. Backline again. We want to keep as much range as possible. So obviously backing up. Ash, Soldier, whatever you are, you can just kind of rotate over here. If you only get to here, it's not a big deal, but get as far as you can. And then try and hit them at this little choke point. Then we have point. And this is kind of like on Busan, right? We're set up really passively. When do we want to do this? Set up passively. Exactly, right? We can't brawl with them. Generally just means you don't support else. Play far back. Soldier plays a different angle. Soldier, Ash, whatever it is. Tracer and Ball. Again, Ball, you can have the little thing here, but it actually means push up, see if they're going this side, then go back and check. Same with Tracer. Push up to the next corner. Use like, just like jiggle peek it, I guess. See if they're going there and then blink away. Make sure we're scouting. It's a really big thing, especially for these examples. Go this way again. Be off LOS. We're not going to pile drive here, especially because our supports are so far away. We're just going to roll through. Tracer come in, shoot them a bit. Sigma annoy them, whatever. Yeah, where if they rotate this way, ball's going to sit back up, come through from behind. Tracer's going to blink back, same position. Back is going to keep backing up. Sigma's going to back over here. This is more for like an Ash, like you just drop the point and then coach can off. That's a good reason. She's good. If it's Soldier, you probably just gotta like play where, like you can just play. You can just play here, and then your backline plays farther behind. Tries to fail again. I'm not a genie, so you guys know your characters a lot better than I do. Point control, same idea as kind of how we played first fight, except we reverse the map where we have this circle set up. Our Tracer can blink back to it. Yeah, okay. Tracer can blink back, just safe position, play here. Once we're engaging, we can walk out like that. Ball comes around, Sig comes around, and then Brig, Zen back up. Same idea, like they push forward, we back up, Sigma plays up here. Yeah. Okay. And then okay, so this just means we scout early, right? Our tracers, we know where they're going because the tracers pushed up. Our ball has time to go and I mean if you're starting here, you can just roll like that. But we set up behind. Oh, why are we set up like this? What do we have?
Portals.
Yeah, it's portals, right? So we're set up really aggressively. If we're playing this like an Ash, you can probably set up actually Soldier or Ash. You probably forgot to put your thing, but you're gonna play like over here by Sig, push up like that, Dynamite, Helix Rocket, whatever. And then we play really aggressive. Like these engages, Beppo, you can pile drive because we're pushing into them.
Okay.
And Tracer, same idea. So to finish it up, to wrap it up, we'll kind of just look at. I'll let you guys kind of pick. How do we? Let's see. We're retaking into this, right? We swap Soldier. We're not on Ash anymore. The enemy team is set up like right here. What should we do?
The support should probably go out the other side.
Right. So we'll do Briggs angle this way. Or
With Sigma probably. If
yeah,
you,
with Sig. Yeah, that works. You can swap Diva as well, Chase, if you want. Maybe fly up here to annoy them out. I don't know. Test your stuff out. It's not the best off-tank comp to play in, but yeah, good idea. Where should our ball and Tracer go?
I mean,
Or where should our
ball
Tracer go?
could roll through them from main, I guess. Tracer could go like underneath to set up behind them.
You can go high ground or just go under.
What's something we can do to split them up on Tracer?
Force point.
Right, our Tracer can go, and she can force point. I don't really think ball is the best at forcing point, just because we want them really bad if they just start running at us. So ball, you can go main as well, but maybe set up just like right here.
Okay.
Right, and then our Soldier, right? Where should our Soldier go?
Come out with our supports, but go like further onto the bridge maybe.
You can. The issue with this is they might like just see you beforehand and deal with you. So what I would actually maybe say is come out right side and play really far back. Like, don't like be scared of like play all the way back here because if they start running at you, you can just sprint away, and then we can like their supports can push up. We can cap point. We can set up. You're good to go. If they want to just off the rip, like oh my god, the supports on that side, we're gonna run at them. Then boom, you can push up, and you're right behind them in a really good angle.
Yeah.
And then, basically, this also again it leans on us scouting. Like it leans on our Tracer, coming or our ball coming right here and being like, okay, they're set up on this side, because if they're set up on this side, it's just going to kind of reverse. So does it make sense to everybody? What I'm saying? Alright, so it's not like we're gonna scrim Busan next scrim on Monday, and is it gonna go perfectly? It's not, but we kind of have the I don't know the cheat notes that we can look at. We can look back after the scrim to look. Okay, this didn't work out. Why? Okay, it's a new scenario, so we can't really use this. What can we do instead? Or what went wrong, not allowing us to do like how we can do in a perfect world where I can just sit here and write lines. But yeah, that'll be it. Any last questions?
Yeah. Let's say on like a mecha base,
Yep.
if I'm on like let's say Ash and they have a diva,
Mhm.
and like I mean I don't know like a hypothetical is, but let's say I'm on like the left side high ground on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like here, and they're like running as a unit on bridge because they're brawl, and their diva just flies across the point like trying to stop me from like being on an off angle or something like that because that's happened multiple times in scrims. How
Okay.
should like the entire team react?
Are they going left side or are they going right side?
Right side, I guess.
Okay, we'll just do right side. Okay, so they're pushing like this. The Devious flies across the point. It's important we do it pretty early, and like we can back up as well. So I mean, obviously you're slower than boosters, but don't be afraid to call for a pack. Or again, your Sigma's also here, so she can't just like 2v1 you and Sig.
Right.
Um, also, again, like you should be good with like a pack to be able to like chunk her enough where she's not gonna like hard chase you if you back up all the way to this mega health pack or this mini health pack. So it is like, I mean, it can go wrong. You can like miss a shot or I guess, but you should be able to just back up, ask for some help from your brig, and then obviously if your Sigma's like right there, you're not in an issue at all. And then if they go like this side, right? It's just a matter of I need to back up way earlier, like because the big thing is like I tell you to take different angles, right? That doesn't always mean to take more aggressive angles. It just means take a different angle. If your backline is set up like right here, and they're going like left side, like you don't need to play right here. You can play way back here in this really safe spot. It's a different angle, so if they want to really push you, now your Zen is like super free.
Mhm.
But you're making them go to you. You're making them do something instead of them just like running at your Zen. And if you're stacked with your Zen, they're just going to run here, and you're not going to shoot anything. You're going to shoot a Ryan and a Ryan shield, and they're just going to kill you regardless.
Sure.
And again, this is against Brawl. If we're against like a ball comp, we still want to take different angles, but we want to like play really passive. So off the bat, I'm playing back here because they can dive me if I'm playing aggressively. But against Ryan, only really the diva can. And as long as we ask for heals at the right time and we're not like overextended, we should be able to take different angles while still being safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mm-mm.
No, we're good.
So,
Oh, okay.
All right, you can stop the recording.
okay.